Hello, everyone. I'm Esperanza, and this is Art from the Heart of Pentecost Church. And for this session, well, we are still on lockdown because of the COVID-19 pandemic. But for this session, we're going to do something different, something more abstract. I'm actually going to teach you an abstract way, a very colorful way of painting flames. I have here some examples. So this is one example, and this is another one. So we are going to paint flames similar to both of this, but more of a combination of both. Okay, and I have a sketch here of how to do it. Okay, as you can see here, there's this circle here. Well, actually, it's just a portion of a circle, and here, and here, and here. Okay, this curves mark the intensity of colors or lightness or darkness of the hues. So as we go from this area going down here, the hue can become darker. So I would like to illustrate that with this particular image, where here we have white and lemon yellow, and here we go down to red and purple. So we are going to do something like this, and I do hope you enjoy it. So let's start. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is to get my pencil. I am not going to draw these lines. These are going to be imaginary lines that we have to follow. But instead, I am going to draw these straight lines. Okay, coming from the corner and then curving inwards. There we go. So at this point, they actually look more like petals than just lines or rays, because they're going around that point. Okay, now I'm going to make smaller designs here, like that, and like that. Okay. Okay, so this is the first bit, and that's corresponding to this part. So this is going to be the lightest area. So I'm not sure if you can see it. I can let me just make it darker for you. Okay, I think that is better. So again, in my eyes, they actually look more like petals than anything else. But they're actually flames. Okay, now the next bit is to draw lines coming from the tips. So these lines can curve or go into different directions, but they must end at the end of the paper. Okay, that's the next bit. Those are actually representative of these blue lines here. Now, the next bit would be the orange lines. So here, we have another imaginary line. That's where the orange lines start from. So it's like that. So here, so those are now the orange lines. Now, the last type of lines are these light blue lines, which actually go from any point of this art piece to any point. So what we have actually done here is to create some sort of a frame. Okay? So after creating this frame-like structure, we now put the details on it. And the details could be like this, starting from a point of intersection, or it can start from a point like this, which is just part of any of the line. Now, these would be elongated because our flames would be elongated. So now I've done that bit. Again, we have to review this art piece occasionally to ensure that we still retain the balance of the colors. Okay. Let's do that. I think that's great. Let me just turn this around. Ah, I see a space here. And I think that's great. I think we have the appropriate balance. Now, we start painting. And as I mentioned, this part is lighter and that part is darker. So in this case, we start with lemon yellow. But we don't paint all of this lemon yellow. Some of this have to remain as white. So I painted that small bit first. And then this big bit. So, and then this one. Okay, let's put some lemon yellow over here. And maybe this one. Okay. Okay, so that's the lemon yellow on this bit, but the rest of this would be white. Now, we have to paint some other parts lemon yellow on the second part of our, in the second layer of our flame. Okay. So I'm just painting this bit with water, and the reason for that is I wanted to produce some sort of an even coating, of more of a flat wash. So that I don't see my brush strokes once it dries. Okay. Now I have that there. I'm gonna paint this one lemon yellow as well, just to make it all bright. Remember, we are creating flames. They may be abstract, but they are still flames. So again, I'm painting this with water. And yes, as you can see, my water is a bit yellowish. It's because my brush is not that clean. So I just dipped my brush in the water and then used it to paint the art piece. So I'm gonna dip it again. Later on, we might need to put another color over our lemon yellow and create another color a little bit darker than what we have right now. However, for the meantime, it's best if we paint um, these parts lemon yellow because it's lighter. Because in watercolor, you cannot use a lighter color to cover a darker one. It's a very transparent. So we could use a darker color on top of this, but we cannot use a lighter color on top of a darker color. Oops, there we go. Okay, well, I still need balance because I do see here that seems to be missing something. There's no balance. So I have to add lemon yellow on this part to create that balance. And as we add the rest of the colors, we have to be mindful of that balance. And we also have to be mindful that we are creating flames. And it's interesting. These flames can be similar to the flames, in my imagination, to the flames uh, of Pentecost, um, the Holy Spirit, which descended into the apostles. So that's my imagination uh, with regards to these flames. Okay, so now I am going to use yellow ochre this time. And again, I start here. Okay. And then maybe this bit. Again, be mindful of the balance. And if you have too much paint, again, please do not let it create puddles. Just lift it. There we go. We are slowly uh, creating that area with yellow ochre. So again, that's supposed to be just water, but again, I'm just using one brush. And there we go. And there we go again. Yes, this is supposed to be dry and dry, but in the big areas, I would be using dry and wet, and that is to have that even spread of paint. Okay, so I now have yellow and yellow ochre. So the next color is orange. Okay, this is becoming very exciting. So I'm gonna use orange here. And yes, I do hope I have enough water so that the brush strokes cannot be seen. Yes, that's good. I think I need a little bit more pigment as well. Let me just do that. And then here, so again, orange. And then here as well, some orange. So you can see the brush stroke. I need to paint it with water to prevent that. And I need to lift the excess water. So there we go. And then here, there we go. Beautiful, that's beautiful. And I'll add a little bit more of orange here, so that I can truly see the flame. We'll just continue on. So just a little bit more of orange over here. Again, if it's a small area, we can do it dry on dry. If it's a big area, I would recommend dry on wet for this one, to ensure that the brush strokes don't dominate the shape. Now I need to turn it a little bit, yes, so that I can make adjustments. So like this bit, this seems to have lacked the line. And this one as well. Okay, now I have to be really fast because watercolor dries very fast. Okay. Okay. This one I think I need to have assistance from some water. Yes. Okay. So that's good. I see the balance with the orange paint. Now we paint it with red. Okay. Similar to the orange paint, we paint it with red, and we start with this area over here. And yes, I am creating some sort of another line. Still in the same direction, elongated, however, within another shape. Okay, and I will do the same here. Perfect. And then, oops, that's not right. That shouldn't have happened. Okay, here. Okay, so we're doing very well here. We're almost finished. Okay, we're now on the red. The next would be purple. And then we shall see if we need to adjust some of the shapes, some of the colors in the shapes. Okay, okay. This one I need to do really fast. Otherwise, we are going to see the lines. There we go. And then let's add one more here, just a small one. And maybe this one, this whole piece. Okay. That's actually very lovely. Okay, now we will use violet. And mine would be a bit reddish because I've really didn't clean my brush. But the point here is that the color has to be darker and it should be a color you see on fire. So similar to the sunset, we have that purple tinge. Yeah, here. Purple tinge. Wow, and that's very nice. That's lovely actually. And then we have to do that here. And we'll do that here as well. And no, we have not forgotten this area. We have not forgotten it. Okay. Now we have that. We have to do the other side as well. Okay. So here. Okay, this is slightly big. This area is slightly bigger than those, so we need to wet this with water first. Get our purple paint and paint over. Again, so that the brush strokes are not do not take over the appearance of the art piece. Okay, so here we have a smaller space, so this is easier to do because it's a smaller space. Even if the watercolor dries quite fast, we are able to fill the whole shape with paint before it dries. Okay. Well, maybe a bit too much actually. Okay, now we still have this bit here, and I think we need to fill it with some orange or yellow ochre. Let's try yellow ochre. Okay, let's try this bit first. Okay, I think that one is good. So this one I think should be orange, or at least partly orange. Let me see, let me just turn it around. Yes. Okay, let's do yellow ochre for this. And if we're not happy, we'll paint orange over the yellow ochre. Let me turn it around. And yeah, I'm not really that happy. So we'll paint orange on this yellow ochre area. So this is not exactly orange now, but more of a mixture of the two. And also here, I am going to paint this area with orange. And I better do it before the initial line dries. Okay, so now I have painted this whole piece. Yes, the white space are intended to be white, so nothing to worry about there. Now, it's just a case of painting the outline with black. So let me do that. So let me do that. Let's paint. This is very straightforward now. Just paint the outline with black. And we start with the areas which are dry. So I will start here. Mhm. And you can actually use a marker to do this or an acrylic pen. But I do this with my brush because I enjoy using the brush and I enjoy painting with watercolor. Now, if you're doing this with a marker or a pen, you have to let the art piece completely dry before you can paint the outline. Now, if it's watercolor, you can do it even if it's slightly wet. However, um, the colors will bleed into each other. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Wow, we are getting there. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because that area is still wet. So I have to do another area, like this, for example. Okay, we have to come back to that. So for now, we have to do the other areas. So we'll start with this one. And I'm just following the lines. So I'm actually just painting the outline now. And yes, there will be some areas where there's no outline because we added additional colors like this, but we know where to paint the outline. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, I think I had to add more black paint into the well, and that is because I am running out of black paint in the well. So again, we're almost finished. I know I've said this several times, but now we are almost finished painting. There we go. Almost done. Wow, that is beautiful. These flames are beautiful and very colorful. But I think we're forgetting something. Yes, this area earlier. Okay, it's still slightly wet. And that is why we don't get an absolute black color there. So we just need to add some more paint. And wow! Okay, we have our flames now. Let me just turn it towards me. Oh, no. I do think that we need to, yes, create another one here. Okay, so now we have our flames. Yes, I hope you enjoy painting this very abstract version of fire or flames. And hope to see you again in the next session. Thank you very much. Bye bye.